Have you ever seen a man walk into a room and, without saying a single word, change the entire atmosphere? People straighten up. The air shifts. Conversations pause. There's no announcement, no grand entrance, yet his presence is felt. It's a quiet authority, a silent power that precedes him. People can't quite explain why they feel it, but they do. This isn't a power you're born with. Ite for hit. This transformation didn't happen overnight. It began the day he decided to stop chasing distractions and start holding his inner fire with discipline. All the energy he used to waste on fleeting impulses, 1,000 little desires a day, he started to contain. That scattered, frantic energy didn't just disappear. It was stored, condensed, and became alive inside him. A reservoir of untapped potential began to build, drop by drop. This containment started to shape him from the inside out. It chiseled his features, subtly altering the set of his jaw and the depth of his eyes. His gaze became firmer, not harsh, but steady, the look of a man who is no longer pulled around by the tides of his own urges. His posture straightened, not with arrogance, but with the quiet confidence of someone who is anchored within himself. Slowly, his silence began to carry weight. When he paused in a conversation, people leaned in, eager to hear what came next. When he looked at someone, they felt truly seen, as if his attention was a focused beam of light. His presence was a statement in itself, felt long before his voice was ever heard. This wasn't a trick or a technique. It was the natural result of inner mastery. The psychology behind this change is profound. He learned to dominate his own urges, to sit with discomfort and not react. He redirected his cravings, channeling the raw, primal tension upward into purpose, into creativity, into discipline. He was no longer a slave to the next notification, the next validation, the next fleeting pleasure. He became the master of his own inner world. As a result, his attention sharpened. Instead of his mind drifting from one thought to another, reacting to every stimulus, he became an observer. He could walk into a room and read the currents of energy, the subtle dynamics between people, with a quiet, effortless awareness. He saw what others missed because his mind was no longer cluttered with noise. Join our Telegram channel for deeper content. Imagine him entering a busy cafe. The usual clatter of cups and chatter continues, but something subtly changes. Conversations near him soften, eyes instinctively turn toward him, not out of fear, but out of a deep-seated curiosity. It's a sense of gravity, as if a quiet center of calm has just entered the space. Contrast this with the man he used to be scattered, anxious, speaking too much to fill the silence, constantly seeking validation from others. He moved with a nervous energy, always looking for something outside of himself to feel whole. Now, he moves with the unshakable calmness of someone who needs nothing from anyone, because he has found everything he needs within. This inner restraint creates an undeniable outer authority. People instinctively respect the man who governs himself. They feel it in his stillness, in the way he doesn't fidget, rush, or react. His composure is a silent testament to his strength. Inside him, the energy he holds rises like a quiet, controlled flame. It doesn't explode in bursts of anger or passion. It glows, illuminating his path and strengthening his resolve. The world responds to this kind of man in different ways. Some people feel drawn to him, sensing a stability and a strength they admire. Others feel intimidated, not by aggression, but by something they can't quite name or understand. They sense a power they don't possess. His speech pattern changes to less, but when he does speak, his words land with an entirely different weight. They are calculated, intentional, and powerful, because they come from a place of stillness, not impulse. Picture a moment where someone tries to provoke him to get a reaction. In the past, he would have been hooked instantly, but now, he doesn't react. He simply holds their gaze with a controlled, unblinking intensity. He doesn't need to say a word. His silence, his complete lack of reactivity, disarms the entire moment. The aggressor is left standing alone, their provocation meeting a wall of unshakable calm. This silent power begins to improve every aspect of his life. He makes better decisions, choosing habits, environments, and relationships that align with his purpose. He is no longer drawn to chaos. Because he has cultivated peace within, he trusts himself more, listens to the quiet voice of his intuition, and carries himself like a man who could walk alone for miles without ever wavering. Ultimately, this builds towards something almost mythic. The silent power that people feel isn't magic, it is mastery. It is the tangible presence of a man who has stopped draining his life, forced into temporary pleasures, and has started investing it into his own strength. True authority requires no announcement. The man who practices this deep inner retention doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. His energy speaks first. His silence speaks loudest. Support us through the thanks button to help us keep creating.